guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Real Mallorca versus Barcelona in La Liga. Winless in our last 3 games in the league, Barcelona now face a very tough team in a very tough away match. We are of course in the new month of December, where Barcelona do have 5 matches and are looking for 5 wins, and this is the moment to gain that confidence and momentum heading into a big month of December, and this game will probably dictate our form for the rest of the year. Now before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 7 p.m. local time, so about 2 hours earlier than our usual kickoff time, so the early kind of evening kickoff time, you could say. And this match will be taking place at the Son Moix Stadium, which of course is the home of Real Mallorca. And the game might already be over for Barcelona before it started, ladies and gentlemen, because the fucking referee for this game is Christensen. We are already cooked. We need to drop an absolute 10 out of 10 performance to even galvanize 3 points in this game with this referee on the pitch. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are still somehow, someway, currently still sat top of La Liga on 34 points. After playing 15 matches, we have 11 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. You look at our last 5 games in the league, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Of course, those last 3 games being 2 losses and a draw. Absolutely disgusting form from Barcelona. And of course, our title rivals Real Madrid are currently sat on 33 points, 1 point behind us, but have played 14 matches. After playing those 14 matches, they have 10 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. So of course, with a game in hand, if of course they go and win that game, Real Madrid would now be overtaking the top of the leaderboards. The reality is, if Barcelona win all their games from now until the La Liga season ends, we win the league. So it's still in our hands. Same thing for Real Madrid as well, because of course that Clasico will be that turning point. But essentially, technically speaking, you could say we're not top of the league anymore, but on paper we still are. And if we're on paper, that's still the case, we will take it. Atletico Madrid are creeping back in. They're only 2 points behind us now, because look at their last 5 games. They've won 4 and lost 1. The exact same record as Real Madrid. And since we dropped 7 points, they've now creeped their way back into this title race, you could say, as well. I remember, doing a video, match preview, a few months ago, they were 10 points behind us. Now they're only 2 points behind us. So it shows, the radical change that has been happening. So it's very tight now at the top of La Liga, where Barcelona have thrown this league away. Thrown the lead away, should I say. We barely, and I mean barely, have a lead at this point, so we have to cling on to what we can in this game. Now, take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, or should I say this midweek, should I say. There's only one game. The only teams that play this midweek are Barcelona and Real Madrid, alongside Athletic Club and Real Mallorca. The reason being is that, of course, these 4 teams are the 4 semi-finalists for the Super Cup in January, so we are playing that weekend game for La Liga now. That way, during that weekend, we play the Super Cup. That's why these games are being played ahead of time. But Real Madrid do travel to the San Mamés to play Athletic Club. Now again, Madrid on paper right now should be maybe top of the table with that game in hand. They drop points in this game, we're back to square one. This is what I'm saying. The league is still so close. Of course, we have to win our game as well. We do play first. Madrid and Athletic Club do play on the Wednesday, so it's in our hands to put pressure on Real Madrid. But again, things can change so quickly, and I'm still very confident that Madrid will drop points at some point this season. Yet again, they have so many games coming up, so many away. I think they have all away games this month of December as well. Their only home game for the last home game of the year, I believe, was against Getafe this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have 4 away games, then they go to the Intercontinental Cup or whatever it is at the end of December. So they're going to have a lot of games coming up, but of course their squad's already thin with injuries. So again, this league table can change a lot. The fact that we're going to be playing this game, both Barcelona and Real Madrid, we're going to be, I think, 2 games more played, or a game played, than Atletico Madrid, so that gap is going to open up a little bit as well. So again, still in the hands of Barcelona, but right now there is no room for error. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Real Mallorca and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat in 6th place in La Liga on 24 points after playing 15 matches. They have 7 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses. You look at their last 5 games in the league, not that great with 2 losses and a draw, similar to Barcelona, but they do have back-to-back wins in the league. Only 10 points behind us as well, but for their expectations and their level, they are having a very, very good season. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Real Mallorca. Like I mentioned so far this year, they are having a very, very good year. I think they are. I think it's a very unanimous saying that they are playing overall this season so far a level above their expectation. So credit to them. They are having a good season, and it will cause, of course, major problems for Barcelona tomorrow. Now, the last time we did face them in all competition was last season in the league at the Montjuic, where we barely won 1-0. It took a Lamine Yamal 30-yard golazo out on the right hand side to get Barcelona all 3 points. It was a very, very tight game. You see a lineup, of course, on the screen of Marc Guayu starting up front, which shows the rotation that Barcelona were doing. I think Lewandowski had a knock for this game, if memory serves correctly, but the center back partnership is still the same. Of course, Kounde playing there, Raphinha playing in the 10 in this game. No Gundogan, no Christensen, no Joao Felix, so half the squad basically gone. I think in the home game last year, we drew 2-2 with Fermin Lopez and Raphinha scoring. That was also a very, very tight game. I think we went 2-1 down at halftime. So both games against Mallorca last season, very, very, very tight. We did get, of course, 4 out of 6 points, but they're very, very hard fought 4 points out of 6. Now, take a look at Mallorca's last 6 matches in all competition. In their last match, they beat Valencia 2-1. They beat Las Palmas 3-2. They lost Atletico Madrid 1-0 again at the Son Moix. So this could be again a good representation of what Barcelona can look for. They lost to Alaves 1-0 as well. They drew 0-0 with Athletic Club, and they beat Rayo Vallecano 1-0. So a bit all over the place in their last few games. I think they're a really great start in the league, is why they're in 6th place. But again, some big wins in there and some surprising losses, more specifically, of course, that Alaves game. But let's take a look at their last 3 games in all competition. Firstly is that 1-0 loss to Atletico Madrid. If I'm not mistaken, it was a late goal by Atletico Madrid to get all 3 points. Again, a very, very tight game. The fact they went toe-to-toe with Atletico Madrid shows, of course, the level of Mallorca. You can see that, of course, their lineup in the 4-4-2 in this game. They have such dangerous players. They have such experienced players in the league as well. They can cause problems for any team in this league. They did for this game, but in the Atletico Madrid got the goal that they wanted, and they end up nicking all 3 points. Next up, their 3-2 win against Las Palmas. Now, I did watch this game. Absolutely crazy game. First half, Mallorca battered Las Palmas. They went 2-0 up at halftime. They were sailing. Second half starts, Las Palmas scoring back in the game a little bit, but Mallorca still caught the ball. Las Palmas then scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Crazy scenes. They brought it back to 2-2 in their home stadium. Momentum is on their side. On top of that, Murici, the star striker for Mallorca, picks up a red card. Now, I believe he is available for this game. He, of course, served the suspension against Valencia. He gave the finger, I think, to Las Palmas player, but I think he'll be fit for this game. Anyways, and then in the last second, Mallorca get an indirect free kick inside the box, about 7 yards out. And indirect free kicks nowadays are one of the most rarities I've seen in my life. And they score. Mojica, the left back, scores the indirect free kick, and they win 3-2. Do they deserve to win this game? I think on paper, based on how the game went, I think a draw would have been a fair result. But the fact they nicked this game after, of course, being winless in the last few games as well was absolutely huge for them. I did think they played very, very well in that first half. The second half, it was just all over the place, dictated by momentum and confidence from both sides. But in the end, they did, of course, pick up 3 huge points. And their final match in all competition was a 2-1 win against Valencia. Now, in this game, they were 1-0 down. Valencia got a penalty early on around the 20th minute, and then they, of course, I think Kyle Aaron scored before halftime to make it 1-1, and then they scored really late on, I believe, like 78th minute to win the game 2-1. Very, very tight game, and though Valencia are not really one of the better sides in La Liga. Quite a dull performance, I would say, from Mallorca, which kind of sucks they got that out of the way now, which means they're going to be fully fresh for the Barcelona game. They also, by the way, did play on Friday, so 24 hours extra rest ahead of Barcelona. Of course, they played at home, so no traveling for them either, so a bit of an advantage point you could say there. But I think it was a professional win from them. They should be beating Valencia at home based on how the teams have been performing this season, but Valencia did make hard work of it. So overall, final thoughts on Real Mallorca. Again, like I mentioned, they're having a good season. They're a very good team, and they're very well managed by their new manager, Jagoba Arrasate. Of course, the manager who was managing Osasuna for the past 8 or 9 years. He made the big switch this past summer to Mallorca, and of course, the current Mexico coach is now who is a former Mallorca manager, is now the Mexico coach. So it's a big change this summer for them, getting one of their rivals, you could say, in La Liga in terms of levels coach off them, and he's doing incredibly well for Mallorca, and also a very, very underrated manager in the league as well. In terms of players to look out for, they have so many. Of course, Mariki up front, he's a target man striker, and Barcelona, no matter what we are, if we're the best team in the world or the worst team in the world, we struggle against them, alongside Kyle Larin as well. Mojica at left back is doing very well. Pablo Maffeu, who right back tends to turn up against all the big teams. The right back, he's very, very good. Sergi Darder, of course, the former Espanyol player, tends to turn up against Barcelona every single time. Apparently, we tried to buy him not last summer, but the summer before, and he keeps on, riding that train for some sort of reason. He tends to always turn up against Barcelona as well. Very, very dangerous team. There's, of course, a lot of La Liga experience in this team. They're a team that I would say is like probably average age 29-30, but they have probably all played Barcelona a couple times. That's how experienced this team is. They know how to probably beat Barcelona. They also know how to lose against Barcelona, and they will not make things anything easy in the game tomorrow. And I honestly feel like they are going to be not even sitting back. I think they will go toe-to-toe with Barcelona, because they know right now we're vulnerable, and the only way to beat us in these kind of games, especially with you in your stadium, is to take advantage of our weak points. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around Barcelona ahead of this match against Mallorca. First, we do have an update on Dani Olmo. Having been given AS came out saying that Dani Olmo is dealing with a groin strain that was worsened in recent days. Given the team's intense schedule ahead, Flick chose to rest him against Las Palmas as a precaution. Olmo is expected to be available for Tuesday's match against Mallorca. The plan is to start him alongside Lamine Yamal. Roger also came out confirming this as well, saying that although Dani Olmo did not play against Las Palmas as a precaution because he was suffering from pubic discomfort and trained with less intensity the other day, he will be able to start against Mallorca tomorrow, and Flick will make the final call. There's been a report suggesting that Dani Olmo has a specific issue in his groin where he cannot play like 3 or 4 games in a row for some sort of reason. So we'll wait and see how that develops. But again, this is what you get when you have an injury-prone player as one of your most important, reliable players. But we'll see. Hopefully, he'll be fully fit to go for this match. Also, some big recoveries from that Las Palmas game. Alejandro Balde, fully fine. Diego Ayres came out saying that he's 100% ready for the match against Mallorca. He came out on his IG as well, posting a story saying that I'm all good. Thanks for all these supports and concerns. Like I mentioned to you guys during the Las Palmas game, it was just going to be a hard blow. He'll be back, no worries, for the match against Mallorca. Some other positive news is on Ronald Araujo, who completed his first full training session with Barcelona today for the first time since his injury, and of course he's set to be returning very, very soon. We are hearing that most likely it will be next week against Dortmund. A very, very unlikely case, but a surprising case would be this weekend against Betis, being maybe included in the squad list and maybe not playing, maybe getting the green light. But I expect him to be back on the pitch against Dortmund, maybe for a couple of minutes. We'll wait and see on that, but maybe we might just save him completely for Leganes, of course, at home, get the Montjuic all riled up and stuff like that. But Araujo, very, very close to returning, and he's on track to be 100% fully fit for that big month of January. And finally, a bit of negative news in regards to injuries, in regards to Frankie de Jong. Now, AS have come out saying that Frankie de Jong's situation right now is very worrying. He's still suffering pain in his ankle, which is why he's playing very cautiously in matches and also in training. And for that reason, this is why he's not featuring a lot in Flick's plan. So apparently, despite the fact that he got the green light, a month and a half ago, he still has some pain, and that's why he doesn't play at full intensity. That's why he gives the ball away so easily. That's why, he doesn't have that much intense to his games, and also it's reflecting in the training session as well. If that's the case, why the bloody hell is he in the squad? Get Gilly Fernandez in there, Tony Fernandez in there, Alex Gallardo, Daniel Rodriguez, players who are going to be putting their heart and souls into the team, as opposed to someone who's barely fit. If that's the case, this is, of course, I 100% agree, a very, very worrying sign here. Again, you're probably just eyeing the new year for Frankie. He needs to come back fully fresh, and like I said, until he's at 100% sharpness and rhythm, it's very hard to judge him, and this is the reason why. But if he's not at 100% fitness by the new year, I don't even know how to, comment on the situation. It's not looking good for Frankie, and he needs to either get over the pain. I don't know. He's obviously traumatized, so it's hard for me to tell him to get over it. But something needs to happen, or else his future at Barcelona is just going to be falling off a cliff and be further out of the club than in it. Time now to get into Hansi Flick's press conference reaction. Of course, he spoke to the press this afternoon in Barcelona, morning for me, discussing all the updates around the club, why the team performed so bad against Las Palmas, how the team is doing morale-wise, and of course, gave us some squad updates, fitness, injury updates as well. So let's go and see what the Mr. had to say this morning in the presser. Started by saying that the good news now is that November is over. Of course, the month wasn't that great for Barcelona. We are aware the defeat was our fault. It was in our hands to turn this dynamic around. We have the youngest team in the Liga, and we have to learn to fight. We have to learn to fight for the win. I don't want to talk about what happened in the Las Palmas game. I don't want to, complain and make excuses. The team could have won that match, should have won that match, but now we have the pressure and we have to be focused to make that come back. Goals count in football. The other day we had 70% of the possession and many chances, but we did not score. Tomorrow it will be important to convert the ones we have, and it is important as well to be in the right moment to apply the right pressure. It is not easy. Flick spoke a lot in this press conference about team unity, pressing with the ball and off the ball together, attacking together as a team, defending together as a team. He spoke a lot about that in this press conference. That was probably the main theme of this presser. Then as on VAR, of course, Cubarsi penalty, Pau Victor penalty. Of course, Rudiger got some dodge penalty yesterday. He said, look, I'm not worried. If we had played better, we would have won the game. I don't want to make excuses, so I respect that from him. But again, there is a very much a VAR situation in Spain, of course, opposing Barcelona. Asked on Dani Olmo, and Dani Olmo is ready for to start tomorrow. He also was asked on Araujo, and Araujo is very, very, very close to coming back. We does not want to put any date or game on it because he doesn't want to put pressure on Araujo. He wants Araujo to come back 100% when he feels the best. Of course, right now it's all about rhythm and confidence and momentum and stuff like that. La Liga is very long. We have to fight to win it because, of course, we are Barcelona. Then, of course, continues on by saying that it's amazing to work with my players. The mentality is impeccable. The atmosphere is great. I think a lot of things. I think a lot about the change that we need to make, and you will see it as well. Everyone, of course, is ready to play for tomorrow. Our opponents are starting us and doing very well. Of course, now they are less likely to be caught offside. Asked about the offside trap, how people are adapting to it, and teams are adapting to it. Inflicted, yes, of course, we are expecting this. That's why there's less offsides nowadays, although we do still catch them. But again, it's our philosophy, and we will not change for anyone. And finally, he was asked on Inaki Peña's starting position, saying that, look, he was asked if Szczesny could come in. He said, look, Szczesny is training very well. He's been very happy with him since he joined, but right now, Inaki Peña is number one, and nothing will change that as of right now, he said. So, Inaki Peña is still number one, and Szczesny probably will not play until the new year. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Real Mallorca tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict his lineup. I think it actually will be very, very easy to predict because I think he will go absolutely full strength. I think he'll go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Inaki Peña in goal. A back four of Kounde, Cubarsi, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield three of Casado, Pedri, and Dani Olmo. And a front three of Yamal, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. I don't see him making any changes. He says he was talking a lot in the press conference how the team is fully fresh. They're all like green lights in terms of fitness and stuff like that with the data that they have in the team. I see him making no reason why to change it. We've won this in our last three. We've got to win this game. Difficult game away from home. I don't think there's any chance he makes any changes. Maybe one just for rotation purposes. Of course, Casado's coming back in after his suspension. Thankfully, hopefully, we'll see that front four again. We haven't seen that front four in a very, very long time, in like almost a month and a half, 2 months. And also, of course, he wants to keep up with the team morale. There have been reports coming out saying that Flick has asked his players to stay united. He does not want to, doesn't want the negative reports to harm the atmosphere in the dressing room, which has always been very good. And I think that's why he will stick with the most strongest and most consistent team that we do have on paper, which is this team on the screen right now. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and of course, I've made a few changes from Flick's team. Not too many, just two. Firstly, I've dropped Kounde for 4 because Kounde has been shite the past 2 weeks, and he does not deserve to be playing whatsoever at this point. New dynamic, rotation as well. Give Hector 4 a go. I think he'll link up very well there on the right hand side with Yamal, which we did of course see in the match against Las Palmas. Although there is that argument that Kounde will do better with Yamal as a natural winger because Kounde's been playing with Raphinha in front of him, Fermin, Dani Olmo, Gavi. It's keeping chopping and changing. They all have different mindset, different movements, so that could also be a scenario as well. And I have dropped Inaki Peña for Szczesny, which of course is very unrealistic, but that's what I would do if I was a coach. So this is the lineup that I would select for this match, but of course in the comments down below, let me know if you're going to pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? You can see there by the caption, I just wrote down that Barcelona won't win. That's my feeling going into this game. I don't think we will win this game. We could draw, we could lose. I think there's a very, very high probability that this match will end in a draw. I think that's probably the most likely outcome, a 1-1 or a 2-2. But I do think there's a high chance that Mallorca win this game over Barcelona. We've been shy to, we're not playing as a unit. The cohesion is absolutely all over the place. He's going to keep the same team as well. Is the team tired? Is the team lacking motivation? What the hell is going on? From what I saw in the last 3 games against Sociedad, Celta Vigo, and Las Palmas. There's no way I can put my balls on the table here and say Barcelona's going to win. I need to see something. Even the game against Brest, it was quite, dull, even though we got the win. Very, very clinical from Lewandowski to get that, third goal to make the scoreline look kind of sexy. Then Olmo with a lucky goal as well, then a penalty. It's like, I have no confidence going into a game. Again, a very, very difficult stadium. Son Moix is very, very difficult against a team that's doing so well in the league as well. I think all roads here don't point to a Barcelona win, but we are desperate. We are on our knees for a win here. I think if we don't win this game, this month of December is going to be right shite. If we win this game, momentum and confidence can come our way, and we need to win this game, especially with Athletic Club taking on Real Madrid. We have to take advantage of potential drop points there from Real Madrid. Betis on the weekend as well. Two very, very difficult games away from home, which Barcelona needs 6 out of 6 really, and if we don't get the 3 in this game, we're going to, of course, not get the 3 against Betis as well. So I pray to God we win. I'm going to be making prayers for the next 24 hours, but I do believe, if I'm a betting man, that Barcelona won't win this game. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that's a match preview for Real Mallorca versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first do, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me, follow for the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead, nothing but the 3 points. Take care, and Forza Barca.